YouTube Oziko and the Goat House is back. You've seen my NFL season predictions for the upcoming year. Here are the fans' picks. Taking a look at their AFC playoff teams, NFC playoff teams, who goes to the AFC and NFC championship game, who wins those, who wins the Super Bowl. So excited to reveal these picks. These are Twitter subscribers voted for these things. They get involvement in videos like this, voting for stuff. Also get access to our fantasy leagues with prizes that are coming up, and our Super Picks League with some big time prizes, involvement in each week's weekly picks episodes. So, and then bonus content throughout the year. So make sure you subscribe to us on Twitter, not just follow, subscribe, but you can follow us on Twitter as well. Link pin in the comments for that, all of our social media, and our sponsors, Liquid IV, GLD Shop. All kinds of NFL coverage here. Cannot wait for our in-season content, so like, subscribe, to notifications on. Let's take a look at the fans' AFC playoff predictions. So they voted for the Bengals as the number one overall seed in the AFC. We got the Chiefs at 2, the Bills at 3, the Jags at 4. So that's actually exactly what I had. So really no surprises there. And then the 5 seed went with the Ravens, 6 the Jets, and 7 the Dolphins. So the other teams that maybe you could debate get in the playoffs that did not. The one that just missed in terms of their voting was the Chargers. The Chargers were the next in line, the 8th spot, I guess, if you will. But then you got the Browns as well. The Steelers could be sneaky this year, but these are the teams they voted for. The Ravens, I've been thinking about my predictions too. The Ravens are a little tricky because they're super talented, talented enough to be in the playoffs for sure, no question. But the AFC is so stacked that maybe it's a little risky picking kind of a durability issue, like an injury concerned team, to get in, because if they get beat up again like they normally do, they're just, with this stacked AFC, they're just not going to get in. So I hope they stay healthy because they are extremely, extremely talented. I still have them in the playoffs just because they're a difficult one though, just something I've been thinking about. So those are the 7 AFC teams that the fans voted for there. I had the Browns in, just a feeling about the Browns. I know the fans are kind of cold on the Browns right now, but really good roster. I'd imagine Deshaun Watson's much better than he was at the end of last year. More time with the team this whole offseason. They made the team better on top of it. Really on Kevin Stefanski. Let's take a look at the NFC playoff field from our fans. Eagles get the 1 seed. The 49ers get the 2 seed. The Lions get the 3 seed, so they win the North, and they, not only do they, win that, but they get the 3 seed. And the Saints get the 4. And then you look at the wild card teams, the Cowboys at 5, which isn't much of a surprise. The wild card teams aren't that much of a surprise. The Packers were pretty close. They were the next one in the voting. I think people are starting, myself too, maybe the Packers got a shot here. Jordan Love could be better than we all think. Pretty good roster, both sides of the ball. But these are the 7 teams they went for here. And really not, no major surprises. I think the Eagles, Cowboys will have a good battle in the NFC East this year. So, I think most people out there say the Eagles, but I think it's going to be close. They're both very good teams. And I think the Vikings, Lions, and maybe Packers, could be battling for that North spot as well. And some people like the Falcons to battle with the Saints. I could see that. Seahawks feel like it's weird. I think when you talk playoffs, I think the Seahawks are always in there. They're never in there as winning the division with people, but they're like always in there and that's around that 6th spot. So no hard disagreements here with the fans. And then so we went round by round, did a lot of voting, but who made it to the AFC Championship game? It was the 3 seed Bills at the 1 seed Cincinnati Bengals, and you see the voting for that. The Bengals won big time there. The Bills versus Chiefs, 3 versus 2 to go to the AFC Championship game, was a bit of a battle because they did vote the Chiefs at 2 seed, but then they voted the 3 seed Bills to beat them. So maybe that was a little bit of a surprise, not a major one, but the Bengals take care of business in the fans voting for the AFC Championship game. And for the NFC, it was the 1 and 2 seed that made it, the 2 Niners versus the 1 Eagles, and the Niners actually won that by a decent amount. You see 66 or so percent versus 33, 66.7 versus 33.3, and the Niners took that. So we have a 2 seed from the NFC, the Niners, and a 1 seed from the AFC, the Bengals, in the Super Bowl for the fans. And then they had the Cincinnati Bengals winning it. 68.4% of you picked the Bengals. And you know, I had the Bengals as well. So we're on the same page here. It's a little scary with Joe Burrow dealing with that injury, but at the same time, he's kind of been shaken up every single offseason, every single preseason training camp, and he's been good in the regular season except for that first year where he got hurt. You know, so it makes me feel a little more comfortable because Joey figures it out in the regular season. So it was my pick as well, but it kind of shows how important matchup is, what I'm about to say. Matchup is in the NFL when it comes to just regular season each week, playoffs, Super Bowl, because I did pick the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, but if the Niners got over that hump and got to the Super Bowl, that's an interesting matchup. The matchup might favor the Niners a little bit more. It'd be definitely a defensive battle. I guess the quarterback difference could side with the Bengals, but my thinking is the Niners arguably have the best pass rush in football, and I do think a big reason why I picked the Bengals this year is because they upgraded that offensive line. It's going to be better, you know, but does that Niners pass rush cause too much of a ruckus against that Bengals offensive line, even though they made it better? So that's an interesting matchup there. It makes it a little bit more interesting, but the quarterback difference could be the difference. Bengals have been my pick. I'm going to ride with that as well, and the fans are on the same page there. I've had the Chiefs in the Super Bowl for the last 4 years, so it feels weird it being different, and you know, not to doubt them or anything. You don't want to doubt them. They got some of the best. I mean, they have the best player in football, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, maybe number 2, you know, but the best at his position, elite, and Chris Jones. They got to figure that situation out, but just, you know, some of the best players in football there on that team, so they very well could be back very easily. But it's always fun to see someone else, other people's picks that combine, you know, effort there from other people, some fans. So this was pretty cool to take a look at here. But my predictions went up maybe a month ago. They are on the channel. Other predictions, other rankings, some final things will be up before the season starts, and then in-season content, weekly picks, and a lot more. Cannot wait for all that. Hopefully you can join us, like, subscribe to notifications on. Follow our Twitter. That is very, very important. You want more from us, then subscribe on Twitter. Links pinned in the comments for any of that stuff, sponsors, everything. So yeah, check it out. It's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.